How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be reviewing a very special cigar. It is the Ramon Allones Habana. It's the small club Corona version of that cigar. Uh, just want to say this right up front. I got to send out a big thank you to MCG413. He gifted this cigar to me. Greatly appreciate that. It was very excellent. We'll get into that shortly. If you like movie reviews, go check his channel out, because that's what he does on his channel. So MCG413, thank you very much. Anyway, it's a handmade Cuban cigar. Actually, my first Cuban. So anybody that's new to cigar smoking and wants to try Cuban, this is my opinion of what I got off of it, being my first Cuban. So I don't really have any Cubans to compare it to. I can just compare it to other cigars that I've had. I estimated it to be around the $5 to $10.50 range per stick. I didn't know the price, whatever it was, whatever he gave to me. He didn't tell me, and I don't question that. But based on what I was looking at box prices and stuff online, that's about the price. It's a 4 3/8 by 42 stick. Very nice cigar. And once again, I do not encourage the act of smoking. This is just a video for those intended of legal age to smoke in their area in which they live. So yeah, got that out of the way. Let's get into the review. Alright, so I do apologize for this video actually, because I wanted to do an actual smoking review of the cigar, but that didn't happen due to time. I don't have proper way to store cigars right now, so when he gave it to me, I know it only had a few days. I didn't want it to get dried out at all before I could have it. So I wanted to have it right away. It was very cold out when I had it too, and it was at night. So the photos in the end aren't as great as I wish they would. And I wish I wanted to do, I wanted to do a video review, but like I said, I didn't have the time. And I tried recording, but it was just too cold, and it was dark out. So anyway, the cigar. Here we are. As you can see, it's on the smaller side. It's a small Corona, but I can't get over the construction of this thing, actually. It's very, very well constructed, as we'll see here. Very tight, visible seams, minimal veins, very, very tightly rolled. We'll get into the pack of it shortly here. But you can see there, I mean, those seams are just so tight. Very great construction. Excellent look. Once again, look, you can see they're very small, minimal veins, tight construction. I believe it was a double cap. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. If you have one of these before, it seemed to be a nice double cap. So that's the top of the cigar. There's the cigar leaning up against my my pipe there with the quarter next to it, so you can get an idea for the size. Now it is a very large pipe, so don't go base your scale off the quarter a little bit more. But once again, just look at those seams, how tight they are. Construction was great. There it is again. Once again, there's the cigar again. Very, very nice construction. All right, now I took a picture of the end there of the cigar, the foot of it, so you can see the pack. And it is, I mean, when you felt this thing, no give to it whatsoever. This thing is tight and hard as a rock. And that actually kind of scared me, because I thought there for a second, I was like, uh-oh, the draw on this, it's going to be so tight, it's going to be terrible. But it was, draw was excellent. Very smooth, very light draw compared to the pack of it. You would think for something how tightly rolled this is, the draw would just be insanely hard, but it wasn't. It was very smooth, very easy to draw on. Great smoke production in that sense. Smooth draw, no issues getting any smoke production. The wrapper, I forgot to say, the wrapper, dry toothy wrapper. And it had a cocoa kind of hay smell to it. So very, very nice cigar so far. Once again, I just took so many pictures of this thing. All right, here I'm turning it. I'm doing 90-degree turns on it. So here, as you can see on this side, right towards the end, there's a slight imperfection in the wrapper, discoloration. But I mean, the wrapper was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There it is again. Alright, here I cut the end off of it, getting ready to go outside and smoke it. Cut very nicely. very dry. It seemed kind of like a drier cigar, but that's no issues there. All right, so here we are, right off the light. Let me look at my notes here. Got some bitterness off the light, but the bitterness went away. Bitterness went shortly after, right about at that point in this picture here where the burn is. Bitterness went away. Right away after that, you get this smooth, earthy tobacco kind of taste. Very, very smooth. No, oh, it was just hard to. It's just so smooth. It's really nothing else you can say there about that. Medium to full strength cigar, definitely. By the end of it, I wasn't feeling it, but when I went to stand up, it kind of hit me. And I'm a big guy, so this I could handle it, but definitely a very medium to full strength cigar. Here we are, a little bit further. You see the burn isn't as sharp as I would have expected it to be, but it was self-correcting. I didn't have to touch it up at all, so perfectly fine there. I didn't get, I'm just looking at my notes here. I'm a big guy, like I said. I didn't get any wooziness or anything. I just definitely felt the nicotine in it. So if you like strong cigars, and I heard Cubans are strong, so well, it's a strong cigar. Down to about the halfway point here. No bitterness whatsoever. Smooth, sweet tobaccos came through. Consistent dark cocoa, like earthiness. Like you could pick up on these hints of cocoa. This very earthiness, and also, excuse me. What else was there? Slight pepper. There was like a slight pepper hint, but that complemented the cocoa and earthiness very, very well. Very, very well. Got a little bit further here. Right at this point, it just started, the bitterness kind of came back a little bit. I was kind of expecting that. But bitterness came back. That's okay. Not too bad, though. Not as much as it was in the beginning. Here are a little bit further. It was getting a little hotter here. Of course, getting towards the end of the cigar, but still very, very smooth. You know, at this point, some cigars get too hot. Some people end it here. Some people go a little further. Depends all on your personal, preference. Once again, a little further. Ash held very well, as you can see. It fell off in about 1-inch chunks. And here we are down to the nub. I ended it shortly after that point. I went a little bit further, but I'm very, very pleased with this cigar, and I never had a Cuban before, but I highly recommend it. If you want to try a Cuban, I would expect this would be the best one to try first, if you could get your hands on one. So that's coming from a person who's never had a Cuban before. Let's see here. What else do I got in my notes? Right about, yeah, like I said here, I got a little too hot to smoke. I ended it. No aftertaste left over in my mouth, like after the after smoking, and that's one thing I hate. Some people, I don't know, some people like that. I don't. When I smoke a cigar, I don't want to taste it in my mouth for like 2 hours later. So, but this definitely had no aftertaste afterwards. Great smoke output. It was a thinner kind of smoke. It wasn't real like heavy creamy. It was like a light, like that light earthy cocoa. Overall, I'm very pleased with it. I wouldn't purchase one if the price point was $10. I haven't really spent my money on $10 cigars. I would much rather find a cigar. I like finding those like diamonds in the rough. You know, like $5 to maybe $8 at the most cigars, or even $3. You know, $3 to $8 that are like, that maybe taste just as good as a $10, $20 cigar. So, but this definitely opened my eyes to the world of Cubans. Looking forward to trying maybe another one in the future of a different brand. Highly recommend this. I give it a 5 out of 5, honestly. I mean, the burn, alright, so if we account for the burn not being as sharp as it should be, if you really want to be nitpicky, maybe a 4, like a 4.5 out of 5 or something. But no issues there with the burn. Excellent cigar. Highly recommend it.